The wettest card of them all.
Welcome back to WCS Challenger, where we are getting ready to hop into our final series, which is going to be an awesome one between Elfi from Finland and uThermal from the Netherlands. The wildest card of them all, Todd.
We were reading the Kailash notes. Come on, do a Kailash impression on Elfi.
I can do it. Look, I can see Kalara saying here, the wildest card of them all.
2014 disappeared into obscurity to resurface last season and almost advance to the round of 16 in a crazy group. Very dangerous. Play StarCraft his own way for sure.
Yep.
A tornado. That's what he wrote. These Kailash notes are brilliant. We need to release these to the public so they can actually enjoy.
So they can all enjoy it. Oh, now I am Kalara. That's great. All right. Hello. The wildest card of them all. It is Elfi.
Right.
Right. Now we just need a couple of very, very British expressions.
Is in the middle of the creek without a paddle.
All right, let's take a closer look at this upcoming match. I am really excited for this one. I think it's going to be a great one. Of course, I am very close to uThermal. I've been spending more and more time with him, and I really like him. And he's just such a cool, down-to-earth Dutch guy. No nonsense, is very confident as well in his own ability. I mentioned this yesterday. I spoke a little bit with uThermal in Shenzhen, as he recently had a good run at the Intel Extreme Masters in China. And I was like, yeah, you qualified again, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, I never really think those qualifieds are that hard. And I was like, I look at them and I was like, man, they're pretty stacked in Europe. Yeah. He's like, no. He's like, I never really sweat it. Like, I know I'm making through. And he's like, Challenger could get tricky. We'll see who I end up against. And he ends up against Elfi, a player that made it to Premier League in the previous season. As James wrote in the notes, almost made it out of that very crazy group back then with Jaedong, Haas, and Kung Fu Banda. Showed us some pretty good PvP, but PvP is not going to help him today, Todd.
Yeah, Elfi back then definitely, brought it. He was so funny, actually. After the match finished, he was just like hanging out in classic Elfi fashion, looking around, a beer in hands. And I went to him, and he looked at me, and he said with his voice, shit happens. He said like I didn't even need to say anything. You just say that straight away. So, yeah, I guess it did happen for him. Not the best of things. uThermal, I rate him pretty high against Protoss, even though I think he doesn't like the matchup too much. Been vocal about, how much he struggled in it in the past. Actually, I even beat him in WCS once in that matchup. Yeah, and I don't beat many people in WCS, let me tell you that.
But
there's been a select few, and he's been one of them.
But that was a different uThermal, though. I really feel that uThermal has reached a next level over the previous few months. Had a pretty good run in Season 2. Showed that it was no fluke. I think the one moment where uThermal really put himself on the radar for everyone, that this guy is more than just another Terran player in Europe. He's one of the better ones, is that Intel Extreme Masters qualifier that he played, where in a row he beat Lilbao, Bunny, Harstem, and then Snoot to qualify for the Intel Extreme Masters Shenzhen. Those are 4 of the absolute best Europeans out there.
All Europe's finest for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was a phenomenal run. Anyway, we are loaded into game number 1 of Moonlight Madness, and we shouldn't drag this one out any further because things are getting hectic already. Over here on the right top side, representing AT Gaming, it is uThermal, Mark Schnappy from the Netherlands, going up against the one and only God of Protoss. He totally deserved this name, this stag, after he has shown us things that have been absolutely ridiculous for the last few years. It is Elfi. Now, guys, scouting is normal, but not this early. I do not think that uThermal saw this, right? There's almost no way.
I didn't see it. No, and I'm pretty happy because I got a new build on this map now. Not just against Terran, Protoss as well.
I love it, man. Like, we can always hype Elfi up as the crazy Protoss, and he would never let us down with a boring build. He's like, am I the crazy Protoss? Sure, I'll open up with a gateway and a forge against Zerg and whatnot.
Look at what a troll this guy is. Look at his cats on his Nexus.
Is that Pekka?
Yeah, that's Pekka. Beautiful cats. Fantastic cats.
Have you ever seen Pekka on stream?
Yeah. He's a feisty little cat. Cat's on the desk while Elfi's playing with his desk on the table, still beating people with his 40 APM.
All
That's
right.
that's the elfi we love and like.
So uThermal just saw this probe coming from the back of his main base, and he's probably like, wait a minute, why is this probe coming from the north side? I'm pretty damn sure I'm spawning on the north side of Moonlight Madness. He already sent an SV just to check over here real quick, and now he knows what is going on. What do you do if you're uThermal, Todd? Get a bunker up as quick as possible?
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually surprised he's still mining gas. It looks almost as if he wants to go for a Reaper here quickly, which I'm not sure is the right choice against this.
No, I kind of feel that's exactly what elfi hopes for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still getting
Like he's
gas.
going to lose a whole bunch of SCVs there. He goes for a Marine. Why is he still mining gas? He wants to get a factory? Doesn't really make sense. I think getting a second racks and stopping to mine guys would make a lot more sense. And then getting a bunker as well.
Well, here we go. It's 15 SCVs at the moment against 16 probes. elfi is building probes at home.
Oh, he's going to get a full surround.
Yeah, that's very nice. And he shouldn't really lose all that much. Loses 2 SCVs.
Oh, didn't hit it.
A little bit of damage. Second Zealot is about to pop. Cybercore just being wiped in right now, so elfi's going to have to work with just Zealots for a little while. He's a little bit low on money right now. I would have cancelled... Oh, no, never mind. He queues up the next Zealot immediately. But with 2 Marines there already, that's a serious amount of damage output. I think things are going okay-ish for uThermal. He has very good micro. He shouldn't really take any swipes at all from these Zealots. I really like how this is going. I think getting that first Zealot surrounded was a pretty big mistake for elfi.
I'm a little bit surprised that he's not getting a gateway back at home, actually.
I think he really relies on keeping this alive, and he wants to get a Stalker. If elfi can buy enough time for himself to get a Stalker out, things will get great. But so far, uThermal is showing us some great control, and he's really not losing a whole lot. He's getting a Mothership Core at home. He's actually prioritizing the Mothership Core over a Stalker over here, Todd. Maybe this feels the Marine count is going to be too high for a Stalker to really have...
Yeah. Not having the gateway back at home, I think he at least needs that. And he saw the factory starting as well, so he needs to start on building up that energy here on his Mothership Core. But he started the gateway very late, I feel, in his base. Went for the second gas maybe a little bit too early. Even though he's going to need that.
Welcome to the series, everyone. This is elfi in a nutshell. As Kalaro said, the wildest card of them all. And he is indeed quite the wild card. He's going to renew his gateway at home. What would you get over here, Todd? Would you still get a robotics facility, or would you maybe try to throw down a forge?
I think Robo is probably better, or Stargates a lot of the time. I don't think Forge is that good. Like, you can't see far enough. That Widow Mines, you know, they're going to be blocking you in places. The Stargate is very late, though. Like, Stargates, you know, starting when the starport is already halfway through done, that's usually not the right timing, let's just say.
The only thing I can say is that I don't really mind playing against a one-base Terran opening that, you know, is not really gas first, because this wasn't uThermal's plan, but now in a weird way it kind of plays out like a gas first, because you know that command center is also going to be very late. It is thrown down right now. It's actually being thrown down in the main, so uThermal is still a little bit paranoid. If uThermal picks up those Marine stud while the Oracle... Oh, if this is... SV's going to scout it. That's so big. This is so big for uThermal.
Yeah.
This helps him so much. And elfi is going to Chrono Boost out of Phoenix instead. I don't
think he's going to adjust at all, though. He's still going to go for the drop, kind of hoping to go around the Phoenix.
I think if he wouldn't have seen the Stargate, I think elfi would have gone for an Oracle, and there's a good chance uThermal would have picked up his Marines. Now uThermal is going to leave all his Marines at home, because he's like, well, there's a Stargate out. So the job of this Phoenix, this is really risky. elfi is playing with fire. The job of this Phoenix is to make sure that he can lift up the Widow Mine before it burrows. That is the most important thing, by far and away the most important thing. If he doesn't, this Widow Mine is going to shoot at least 2 times, and a lot of mining time will be lost. There is enough energy for a photon overcharge, easily enough. Okay, it's double mine. elfi, you really got to be on the money with this one. When is he going to see it? Phoenixes, elfi, Widow Mines, Widow Mines. Okay, he gets both. Wow, well done.
Yeah, the lower one was actually pretty close to getting, becoming stealth there, but the Medivac is going to get shut down behind this. And like I said, it's funny how, like, Terrans, even though they scout Stargate and they know there's probably Phoenixes, they still go for it anyway.
Don't you think he expected an Oracle?
No, because he wasn't flying in his base. Like, if you go for an Oracle, at least you check, you know, the surroundings of the Terran base to try and see exactly, you know, what he's going for. And also, like, an Oracle really doesn't make sense. I feel like Phoenixes here are going to be a lot more the standard. I don't know, I casted some accent games earlier today, and he kept on going Phoenixes in games like this, defending and then going Phoenix Colossus after it.
Yeah, okay. Maxed is, of course, a very different type of Protoss player. I wonder, maybe if elfi wins the series, we can ask him. Of course, if he loses, we're not going to be like, hey, man, we really would like to know. if in game number 1 you were planning to go Orc or Phoenix all along.
Probably be pretty open about talking about it.
Yeah, elfi is a very relaxed guy. He's not the type of guy that if you just lost a series and you talk to him that he's gonna freak out. He's a very down to earth.
Throws his cat at you.
He's so mellow, man.
Bites.
elfi is also, of course, a player that has been around for a very long time. Not just in StarCraft 2, because StarCraft 2 has been around since day 1 of the beta, pretty much.
Look at this. elfi does not care. He gets scans. Still drops the Robo Bay right on the scan.
Yeah, I guess it's not too much of a surprise that Colossus is going to be the follow-up. Sometimes they like to go, I don't like picking up Marines like that. At least the Phoenix doesn't die. Phoenixes are extremely important right now in controlling the sky.
What do you make of the +1 attack here by elfi being researched?
2-base Colossus attack, maybe? Maybe Blink Stalker and Colossus on 2-base? I don't think that elfi wants to play super long, drawn-out games against uThermal. Oh man, elfi's sloppy over here. Losing a Phoenix like that, that's very painful. You don't want to end up losing Phoenixes like that. Because 3 Phoenixes, they just kill medevac so much quicker than 2. +1 on the way for uThermal now as well.
Double Forge is pretty ambitious.
Oh my god.
uThermal was really part of that meta, by the way, when Double Forge was the trend, and I feel like he did really well against it. It's funny because like uThermal is really one of the more aggressive Terrans out there. He's super aggressive, so...
reminds me a little bit of the Muslim in his early days. Don't you feel the same way? The Muslim always a very aggressive, entertaining Terran to watch as well.
Every time you ask me something like this, I want to make a mean jokes.
Yeah,
but yeah, I guess to some extent, probably even more so.
Okay.
Because like in uThermal's case, it's not like, you know, he's going to make the attacks that he thinks are right here and there. It's really, he's much more of a, you know, get into your face style where he's literally going to be attacking non-stop. Whereas the Muslim, you know, it's like timing here and there, like kind of take it slow.
Completely unrelated question, Todd. What did you enjoy more, the party hats of the 4th celebration of StarCraft or the little glitters right now when units die?
The hats were pretty funny, I thought.
But you know, it was really
seeing tournaments, like seeing guys like Innovation and stuff.
With party hats. You know, it was really messed
they
up.
Were not amused one bit, Roddy.
because the head was bigger for probes. So sometimes you would hide a probe and then like you couldn't see it, but you could see the top of the hat, and it wouldn't show up on the minimap, but you could still see the top of this hat. It's like, hey man, this is messed up. So I guess Blizzard played it a little safer with the glitters this time, and I do like them. It's a nice little touch. I think it's always important to celebrate, you know, little anniversaries like that. This game has given us a lot of beautiful moments over the years already, Todd. 5 years. It's crazy, man. We've been watching this for every day right now for the last 5 years of our life.
elfi has a really funny Twitter, by the way. Like before this series went live, like 2 hours ago, he tweeted, playing uThermal today in Challenger. I haven't practiced too much, so Pekka needs to be strong with me today. So I have some chances at least. He's always posting stuff like this. Definitely, you know, one of these funny guys that we have in this scene, but can really deliver. Was hyped by the Mr. Bitter as the best Protoss to ever live.
And when Mr. Bitter says so, you know it's true.
Except for guys like Hitman.
Yeah,
that guy never made it because of Bitter.
He did actually have a really sick build one day.
Come on.
You remember when
he won one game after losing 100.
Yeah, I know, but he won that one game in style. That was so funny. Bitter never watched any Pro League. Watches one time, he's like, yeah, I'm going to hype this Hitman guy. I was like, man, don't do it, man.
Scan goes down. And this is really the time where uThermal is going to try to shine here a lot. He's going to be dropping, but those medivacs, they're already so low. Oh my god.
These 2 Phoenixes, despite being extremely low on HP, they've done some work. This mine is going to get a good shot off, kills the Stalker, and splashes on the other
Drops
3.
happening in the main.
Oh, but yeah, like you mentioned, those medevacts very low on HP. 4 Widow Mines is going to do a
Christmas
lot
delivery.
of damage. 12 probes. More, 14. 13 damage.
Okay, so we saw the Baguette Protoss Deluxe earlier. This was the Amsterdam Deluxe uThermal.
He's not from Amsterdam, mate.
You sure? I thought
Yeah,
Oh, he's from Rotterdam as well.
Yeah, he's from the right part of the country.
Okay, well, Fire Node finally did something right in this game and killed some probes.
137 supply. He's not exactly from Rotterdam, but it's much closer to Rotterdam than Amsterdam, where he's from.
He's going for this Maru sandwich there. Look at this. Setting up from behind. If he goes too early, though, it's not going to work.
Oh, needs a lot of force fields. elfi, you're playing with fire over here. elfi is super committed to this, despite having 2 forges and going up to 3 bases. After losing so many workers, he really needs to make some magic happen. The Colossus micro so far is good, Todd.
elfi in a nutshell.
Oh,
Makes an attack like this, and even if this doesn't work, he's killed so much, but it looks like he might...
Oh,
the mine!
No.
Pulls back on time.
Madishifore is going to absorb the mine shot.
Oh, he's scanned here for the observer. So these Widow Mines in the end enough for uThermal to hold this. And now we have a 3-base situation against a very late 3-base for elfi.
uThermal scanning like a madman, by the way. He's just throwing down scans left
the
and
new
right.
happy man.
Well, it's like if you have 7 orbitals, I think it's okay. When you have 3, you may want to kind of think about dropping a cheeky Mew here.
To be honest, he's so far ahead in workers. 64 to 50.
Yeah. Guess he doesn't even need the Mews. But let's not forget about the upgrade start. It's 2-1 already, 3-2 on the way, +2 armor almost finishing up. And there are almost no Vikings out, so yes.
2 more starports on the way.
2 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's really sick of Colossi.
Yeah. Maybe he's a little bit worried about the next Colossus push and he just feels 1 extra starport is not going to cut it. Or he doesn't wait for a reactor to finish up. Look at all these scans, man. uThermal has scanned so many times in this game. Just wants to know where that army is all the time. Just burning scans left and right.
Widow Mine drop happening in the 3rd base of elfi there.
Yep.
The 2nd Widow Mine is going to make it on time. 2 kills.
He could put a Zealot.
Actually, with the Vikings that he has there.
He should put a Zealot on the whole position there and splash.
Don't blink in, elfi. There's Widow Mines there, mate. Not going to do it.
And this is always tricky when your Colossus are over here and the Vikings are shooting from the right side. It's a very tricky position to defend.
I guess uThermal didn't want to get a reactor for his starport, so he made 2 instead. New meta, man.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought was what was going on. He just didn't want to wait for it. He could still get 4 probes over here. He gets 3 in the end. Still pretty good.
The split is really good from uThermal. He's always attacking left, right, and now he's got everything on the right-hand side. Just 2 Widow Mines on the left-hand side. Phoenixes are gonna catch themselves some Vikings, but get killed instead.
Maybe 1? No, not even 1.
What is that Colossus doing there by itself?
It was defending a Widow Mine drop. Talking about a sitting duck. That's the most sitting duck I've ever seen.
That's a big-ass duck.
It's a scary duck, man. Imagine he's sitting in your little paddle, your little kayak. Finally, you see a big Colossus duck. Couple Archons being morphed in over here, but elfi is just down quite a bit in supply. He does have 4 superior upgrades, but the Viking count is really climbing at rapid speed. Potent Overcharge is going to go down. A very ambitious blink there. We'll get a couple of Vikings, but it's not going to be enough. And I think there's just too much damage output in his army of uThermal. And I think that the writing is on the wall for game number 1 over here, Todd. Hyper aggression from start to finish from uThermal. elfi tried to surprise him. Ooh, I would have loved to see that Widow Mine shoot. But in the end, uThermal just didn't really take that much damage from the proxy. And played it out very nice. Very safe in a way, despite being aggressive. He scanned so many times. elfi does push uThermal back for a little bit. Another forward blink.
Yeah, I mean, he already lost 20 probes. He's pulling whatever he's got left here from the 3rd base. Lost the Nexus there as well. 71 supply to 133. Restarts the Nexus.
Hey, man. As long as you have a chip in a chair and a dream.
It's not over till it's over. A chip and and a glass.
Yeah, in elfi's case for sure. He would always have a glass there as well. Couple Zealots just kind of running straight into the death. The Vikings have landed, just providing a little bit of extra DPS and a little bit of meat shield as well. Vikings can absorb quite a few swipes from all these Zealots. +3 armor has finished up, so elfi does have a great.
He's 3-3 against 1-1. Actually, he's got 44 army against 75. If he can hold on, that'd be crazy if he won that.
I mean, maybe you could say like he's mining out the main soon, so he doesn't really need that many workers because he can just transfer the majority of the workers from the main.
Yeah, I mean, losing his entire Colossus count here is a pretty big deal. Actually, having to go down that ramp here in a second is going to be a big problem when the uThermal is going to be waiting down there.
Observer gets sniped again, so that Widow Mine is going to have the party over lifetime for quite a while. Oh, there's one more Observer in the mix. Stalkers will get it. elfi worried
that
that
Observer back, mates. He's going to get sniped.
uThermal.
elfi is now mining again from the 3rd base.
I like this, by the way, what uThermal is doing. I feel way too few Terrans do that. Sometimes you just keep the main base there forever for absolutely no reason. It's like, well, you didn't build a 4th command center, you almost win in this game, just float over the main.
I mean, we saw what Night Elves did in Warcraft 3. That was exactly that.
Yep. Or human speed building bases they didn't deserve.
Wow. Don't go there, man. Wasn't there like a base that you could buy in a shop?
Yeah, 600 gold.
Yeah, okay. Please, like... Island base gets taken instantly.
The tiny Great Hall, it was called. What a great item. It was basically, getting...
What a joke of a Great Wall it should have been called.
uThermal was still scanning as well. He's like, well, this guy's not leaving the game, so maybe he has a hidden base. I want to make sure I don't get surprised by that. Man, I can't even count the amount of scans have gone down. But uThermal
going down that ramp here is going to be super tricky for uThermal. He tries to get back in there.
Viking count not very high though now, Todd. I think if he keeps both Colossus alive, he's still down 50 army supply, but 2 Colossus with the upgrades that he have, and a couple Archons as well. Elfi's actually pushing uThermal back for a bit. There are ghosts in the mix. A couple EMPs will rain down on this
He went too
army.
far though.
Yeah.
He chased way too far, and now he's going to lose everything. The Colossus trying to retreat. They're going to get sniped by some units. One of them is still left alive, but the entire mid-shield at the front died. 4 Stalkers and a Colossus that's getting sniped right now. That's what's left for Elfi. 25 army to 81. uThermal's finally done it. I think if he didn't chase there.
Yeah, there was a little bit of hope because there were no more Vikings, and 2 Colossus can definitely do some miracle work. Good split there by, or good spread out by uThermal, separating 2 or 3 Marauders from the pack to take down that last Colossus, and with that last Colossus down, he also managed to pick up game number 1. He was in a phenomenal position for a while after he killed the 20 or so workers and that base. And of course the Widowmine dropped the first time, getting those 13 probes. Fun game though, kind of what we expect I think of this series.
Yeah, Elfi really keeping things crazy. I'm really surprised that he revealed actually that was a proxy. I feel like if you keep that hidden, and that's definitely what I'm going to do if you guys meet me on ladder, it's going to be much stronger because then you come in there with Zealots, the guy's getting a Reaper, and then you just do a ton of damage.
Did he have 3 forges? I'm looking at your Twitter.
People tweet all kind of things, man. Okay. You can't trust anyone.
I didn't see
Maybe
3 forges.
It is. Well, he didn't use them if he had 3.
No, he definitely didn't get any shield upgrades. But sometimes it happens. You get a forge early on to get a cannon, and then later on you're like, hey, I need upgrades. Let's go double forge. And then you have 3 forges.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you just get shield upgrades as well.
You might have added 2 more, yeah. Which is no good. Well, I guess 150.
Yeah,
when you know that Lilbo made this many cannons.
Yeah, exactly. When Lilbo can make 6 cannons and march across the map and still win with just Blink Stalkers and Sentries after losing his Oracle, I don't think 1 forge truly made the difference in this game. The second map will be hosted soon. I think there's a good chance we'll see a couple wild maps here. If I was Elfi, I don't want to play against uThermal on Coda and stuff. Like, he's way too good on Coda. Like, get him out of his comfort zone, you know. Force him to play on Bridgehead, Dash Terminal, Moonlight Madness. I think that is the best chance that he has.
Roddy builds.
Yeah, just think outside of the box.
The Roddy meta.
When you know that your opponent is perhaps, you know, a superior macro player compared to you, and like what I like a lot about uThermal, and I think he's so exciting to watch in every matchup, TVT, TVZ, TVP, doesn't matter. He really brings it to the opponent, like always. He's not the Terran that sits back. You know, the IEM qualified, the great run that he had. His games, they were so explosive. It's just, it's almost like watching a highlight reel, you know, in some of his games, because he just never sits back. There's never.
What about his performance there in Shenzhen?
It was pretty solid, I think. Like, he made it out of his group, and then he played against Sparting in the quarterfinals, and I think 2 out of 3 games were very close, and he absolutely should have won. Game 2 it was. We got a little bit unfortunate, wasn't able to close it out. Game 2 was on Coda, and now Game 2 is on Coda as well. I mean, I don't think you're going to be too upset if you lose against Sparting. Like, Sparting was on absolute fire all the way to the grand final. He made it to the final in IEM, going 15-0 in maps.
And then lost.
Yep, then lost 4 in a row. It's like when you don't know what losing is anymore, and then you suddenly drop a map. Then
somebody reminds you. You're supposed to be happy about it. That's what I heard. Well, usually you're not.
What?
You're supposed to be happy about finally losing, because somebody finally reminds you what it's like. You know, you feel human. But you lost, so you don't.
No,
that's what I heard.
It's upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you win.
You tell me.
If you win
I know all about being upset.
If you win 11 or 12 games in a row, and then suddenly you lose, like, second guess myself a little bit over here. And then if you lose another one, it's like, oh God, how does winning feel like?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I won a game.
Usually for us, it's the opposite, you know. I've watched your stream. It's 12 losses in a row, and then you discover what it feels like to finally win.
That's true. You know, the other day I was really upset. I lost a bunch of games in a row. Then
how many?
Like 3 or 4, and then I loaded into the next game, and the guy left immediately after 2 seconds. I was like, yes, free win. This gives me some confidence. All right, let's hop into game number 2 on Coda between uThermal and Elfi. Here at the second day of Challenger. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. And let us know, #WCS. And of course, big shout out to everyone in Twitch chat for their great contributions to this community.
All the Roddy P's don't go unnoticed, Roddy.
And the water race. I think it's great.
I can't wait to see that Badger video, because people are tweeting at me already. Look at this. Already we see crazy things in this game.
All right, well, this time the probe was a little bit too late. Over on the
Elfi!
on the left up side of Coda, you guys can see this is, of course, the main base of AT Gaming's uThermal, our Dutch Terran, going up against the Finnish legend, the man, the myth, the only one. It is Elfi. And he just drops a pylon. And he drops a gateway. Maybe he's going to drop another gateway. This time he's not queuing up a probe, Todd. Well, no, he is. He just didn't have money. I don't think this is going to go very well for Elfi. I'm a little bit worried. There's not a huge surprise
Apparently he
factor.
practiced one build for this match, just like Bly.
Yeah, well, Bly's builds are like, I think sometimes it's a little bit harder to figure out what is truly going on. Well, okay, maybe not today for TLO, but you know, if you just join in, welcome to the stream. And you're probably wondering, why is there a gateway in the Terran?
Imagine somebody watching StarCraft for the same time. He's like, why is the blue player getting this shiny building in his base?
Man, Terran's got an upgrade. I haven't played this game in a while. So is this the new Terran build order? It's like, you know, supply depot into pylon gateway Rex?
Bunker or not this time? He's already, oh my god, look at his probe, putting so much work. All these SCVs, there are so many hit points.
Wow.
Setting up the fields.
Yeah, that's, you remember in the old days when they always used to hype Hawk for his probe micro harass control?
Yeah.
I think Husky made 17 videos about Hawk's probe control. And they all got 1 million hits, Todd. Alright, here we go. SCV's being
People
pulled.
thought it was actually real. Surround if he can.
Right, that
Really
was
don't
already
even
good.
need to.
Yeah. And there's not even a bunker on the way yet. Like, uThermal is just handling this with ease so far. It's very important for Elfi that he at least kept the Zealot alive. Like, right now, this is a moment where normally you want to put one Zealot on the one Marine, one Zealot on the other Marine, and that's where things can get very
StarCraft
dicey.
Master
Oh!
practice comes
Yeah.
into play, and uThermal hasn't been practicing it enough, apparently. That depot is gonna die.
Is that going to supply block him? Almost. Interesting. He's building
It
the
is soon,
factory.
yeah.
Man, uThermal is actually handling this with a little bit of arrogance, you know, just not even getting the bunker. One more SUV is going to go down. Elfi's doing it so much better this time, making it really hard to get the final hits up on these Zealots. Finally, one will go down, but this time, if I was Elfi, Todd, I would never queue up the Mothership Core. I would always go for the Stalker before the Mothership Core. Do you agree?
Yeah, because this game he can actually do quite a bit more damage.
this
I'm
is
not
Zealot.
sure why he's not doing that here right now. Might want to start.
He's going to get this Mothership Core again. I really felt he could have
Yeah.
got the Zealot. Or the Stalker. And
If one Stalker came out there, I think he kills 3 more SCVs
Yeah.
at least.
And a handful of Marines.
Which is huge, to be honest. Like, really, look at this. It's 15 SCVs to 20 probes. Imagine if it was 12 SCVs there.
Man, uThermal is really not respecting the proxies. Like, everyone's always like, you should get a bunker. uThermal's like, no. I'll just do it with Marines.
No needs.
No need.
These casters do not know a thing, Roddy.
I mean, like, in theory, it's possible. The bunker is just so safe and you can salvage it. It only costs you 25 minerals in the end. But uThermal just kind of giggled at this and he's like, is this for real? I was like, well, uThermal, so far it is for real. So far, it's smooth sailing for our Dutch Terran as he cleaned up this proxy as well. This game, of course, is not over yet. Elfi did more damage.
Oh,
than
it's
he
far from over. We got a Elfi 4 gates coming up on the menu.
That's cool. Okay. Hey, that could actually work.
I really hope Mr. Bid is watching right now.
He would be so proud. Huh? Look at this.
Years and years later.
Now all we need is Hitman to come back and qualify for Pro League and then or Star League. All right, this Mothership Core. It's very important that this time it kills the SCV, and it does. This is very tricky. He can't scan. He just dropped the Mew as well. uThermal has absolutely no idea that this is going on. If he picks up the mine, Todd, maybe he puts one mine. Oh, he picks up both mines. Is he going to demolish the economy of Elfi? Hell yeah. But what if those Stalkers and stuff just kill everything over here, and then all that Elfi needs to do is get a Forge or a Robo, which is exactly what he's doing. Man, uThermal is so in the dark. I can see Elfi win this time. Just
How many mines was there in the minivac?
Two mines.
You think Photon Overcharge can prevent them from burrowing?
No, absolutely no way. The mines will completely shrek the economy. If Elfi gets lucky, he can kill one mine.
Yeah, but then he's really not going to have much then across the map.
No, this is enough though. Look at what uThermal has. There's no bunker. There's 6 Marines. Elfi,
Oh,
you should go
uThermal is just burrowing the mines on the natural.
Oh,
He's
okay.
walking one into the main, so he's actually not going to massacre the economy.
Oh, now he can Photon Overcharge and kill it. Kill it. Well, or just do this. Absorb it. I would absorb it. Yeah, why not? Just do it. Lol.
Oh!
Yeah, he's gonna get
Gets
it.
it.
All right, uThermal has one mine here, but he has no bunker.
He can actually wait here, Elfi, if he realizes
No.
that there is mines. He can
should-
wait for an observer to be there.
He shouldn't wait though. Just look at the one low HP Zealot. That one should just soak up the shot.
They're all gonna soak it, man.
It's team effort over here for Elfi. There's quite a few Marines, but is that enough? Oh, Stalkers, one of the Stalkers is blocking one of the other Marines.
We ride together and we die together.
Oh, if that mine would have shot at the Marines, but in the end, it seems like uThermal again is actually dealing with this with kind of ease. Is there an observer on the way, Todd? I don't think there is. Right? Yeah,
There's one out in the main of Elfi,
Yeah.
but not flying across the map here right now.
So
So
then,
this got shut down.
yep, then it's kind of bad because this command center is finished up, and Elfi is just going to tap out. Man, I kind of thought he would have been able to do a little bit more. Maybe if he had one pylon a little bit closer, and if that one mine wouldn't have splashed on all the units, but just killed the low HP Zealot, and then he would go with the rest. He was also blocking one Zealot, and then one Zealot kind of ran ahead of the pack. So I just kind of felt that, as silly as it sounds, it wasn't the best executed 4-gate, unfortunately.
Pekka needs to shine harder here for
Yeah,
Elfi, man.
all the crazy cat ladies out there that are watching the WCS stream right now, you need to channel your inner cat lady for Pekka.
Gather them
Yes.
and ask them to channel.
It's like a spirit bomb right now, you know. Elfi is Goku. And he's sitting in his room right now with his cat in his hands, and he's like,
He's got a 4-gate in his hand, he's ready to throw it. You just need to have enough cats to increase his power until he's unstoppable.
everyone at home
Forgets
right now,
everybody.
just grab your cat, hold it above your head. Hashtag WCS, do it for Elfi. We want to see the pictures, guys.
Oh my god. We're gonna get in trouble, man.
Well, you know, people pick up their pets all the time. My mom has a little chihuahua right now. I pick it up all the time. It keeps on barking. It's driving me insane. And then it's pick it up. And then it's silent. It's like, no, you're not so loud. And I put it down. And it's like, wah, wah, wah. Chihuahuas thought, never get one.
It's your favorite map, man, Dash and Terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it time for a Ruddy build?
I think it's time for some Tempest. I think it's time for some Oracle into Tempest play. I can see him do it.
I feel like it never works, almost, as of late. Like the last few times that I've seen it.
No, but it's because like the Koreans, they're pushing it to the next level. They're doing it on maps that are not good for it at all. It's just like any map out there right now. It's like Cactus Valley, sure, let's Tempest Rush, you know, like Coda, yeah,
So
sure.
you reckon there should be like a Roddy guideline on how to use the Roddy build and which maps?
I kind of think there should be. There should be like.
And this is one of the maps that is good on.
That's your terminal, yeah. Because there is. Do you know
Where though? Where do you put it?
you can actually do it in your main. That's the most beautiful thing about it. Because you know, there's so the
Isn't it
airspace-
better to put it at the gold? Or like in middle?
It's a little bit risky, but yeah, you could do that. It allows your Oracle to do
It's
a
a
lot more
Roddy
damage.
build. The risk is part of it, no?
No, I think like if they take the gold, you can also just do it in your main.
Another proxy here in the books is Elfi going full Bly with
Full
one
Bly.
single build for a whole best of 5. He actually changed one time.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
teasing a
true.
little bit.
We'll
What
see.
do you think?
I
Make
don't
a
think
prediction.
So. I think we're gonna see just a very quick Stargate, a proxy Stargate, something like that. I think that's more in Elfi's playbook. As we are loaded into potentially the last map of the night, I personally don't hope so. As much as I would love to see my Dutch brother advance to Premier League, I would also love to see a few more games because it's been a very quick day here at WCS Europe Challenger Day 2. Don't worry, tomorrow we'll be back. It's not going to be 5 best of 5s tomorrow though. We'll have 4 more. But it is going to be awesome. Players like Gong Fu Banda will be playing tomorrow.
I didn't feel the day passing by, Roddy, because I was casting with you.
I know, right?
So much fun I had.
It's
And for once, it's not for the Roddy show matches, but for
yeah.
a higher class of matches.
Yeah, we've got a
No offense.
We've got a promotion, Todd. After 12 years of esports, people trust us enough to do a show together. This is great.
It's probably the last time, though.
Over here on the right side of Dashin Terminal, it is Elfi channeling his inner Pekka. Pekka, of course, the cat that we were just talking about. It's not going to be a 10-gate opening over here, but he is building the pylon here to make sure that Reapers can't hop into the main base. And on the top side of the map, we have our Dutch Terran representing AT Gaming. It is uThermal, a very confident player. A little bit like Lilbao, maybe a little less cocky, but he does always believe in himself. He thought he was going to Shrek parting at IEM. That didn't really go according to plan. He didn't really say it like that. He just kind of, I was like, how do you feel about it? He's like, well, I actually think I can do it. He's like, TVP. He's like, I've heard Parting is playing some Heroes of the Storm lately. He's like, I think it might go well. And he did put up a very good fight. Like sometimes the score 3-0, it can be a little bit deceiving, right? Like if you only take a look at Wikipedia and you didn't actually watch the games, you're like, oh well, you know, uThermal got Shrek, but he put up a pretty good fight, and he's definitely one of the rising stars in Europe.
Is uThermal scouting for proxies, or does he want to proxy something? I think he's scouting for them, right? Or
yeah, could be a proxy factory.
Wrote on a factory, yeah.
This is a pretty good map to get a factory over here. A lot of Terrans build a factory here.
But you know what that means, though, right? He's not going to actually scout with his SCV, so he's exposed to a few things. Even though by the look of things, elfi is pretty standard here by him so far in this game.
Because maybe he thought that elfi is going to just proxy him again, and then proxying a factory is really good because you're going to have a mine in his mineral line at the 4-minute mark or something silly like that. Well, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And then there is like one stalker on the other side of the map, and then you just win.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Yeah, it was actually exactly the area that I selected at first. Not bad.
I saw you do best, Roddy.
What is Alfie gonna do? 1 base 4 gate over here? What's going on?
I think just the standard Nexus.
I think you're overestimating Alfie. No, I think you're right. I think it's going to be a relatively standard Nexus. He could cancel the Zealot. Yes, it is. It's all standard.
I wonder what uThermal is gonna go for there exactly with this. Hellions or Widow Mines?
No, definitely Widow Mines. Like I'm 99.9%
Usually
sure.
when you do this, it's Widow Mines.
Yes.
You know what proxy is really good when you proxy Widow Mines? When you do also the barracks with the Marauders?
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, I thought you were going to say that. I've lost to that 3 times in a row, even when I knew it was coming, because I like to...
was it rough?
Yeah, no, it wasn't rough. Well, it was rough, but not rough with a U. It was just rough. Oh,
okay.
It was rough.
You lost me here for a second.
That's tricky, thought. All those puns. No, it's very frustrating because you try to defend with stalkers and cannons. At least that's what I thought was the right thing to do. And then they just get tagged with concussive shells. And you're like, God, this is infuriating. Either way, Alfie has not spotted this yet. He's going to follow this up with a Stargate. Could potentially be
You know what's funny? The distance between the starport and the main of Elfi feels almost as long as if he had made that in his main. Because the air distance is so short.
Yep.
If uThermal had actually gone for the factory and starport in his main, he would have gone there almost as fast.
Yeah, but I think if uThermal would have been proxied, this would have been brilliant. Now it's a little bit risky because if Alfie cleans this up without taking too much damage, it's not just the factory that's being proxied, it's also the starport. So it's a pretty big investment.
Maybe he can go for tanks behind this. Shoot these probes from afar on the natural mineral line.
That would be gross. I don't think uThermal's that type of player. He got 1 mine and then he went for 2 Hellions, thought. So, you were not totally wrong. It's a Phoenix on the production line. The Marines have made their way across the map as well. Elfie, you're going to have to control your Stalker very carefully. Fortunately, doesn't take too many hits. If I was
First
Elfie
Phoenix
right
about
now,
to come out.
Oh God, Elfie is not
Merry
paying attention.
Christmas.
He's not paying attention. Gets... Oh.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of
Oh
probes dying.
God.
Elfie just taps out and uThermal, just like that, moves on to Premier League after a very one-sided series. We had a few of them today.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Can't spin it any other way. We can't really say that this was a very close series or that we saw some sick things. I think game number 1 definitely made us smile a little bit, and the proxy was slightly better in game number 2. But yeah, game number 3, the first mine kills 5 probes, 2 Hellions, Mothership Core out of position, probably even use Photon Overcharge in the natural. There's too many dead probes.
I feel like Elfie's answer to what just happened might be the same as last time when he lost.
yeah. I think there's no other way to put it. If you're Elfie right now, it's like, well, shoot, it happens.
Yeah.
That's a nicer way to say it. Crap happens.
Didn't go well in that last game. Didn't expect. It's funny, like he had 1 Phoenix, so he might have been able to handle this a lot better if he somehow saw it sometime. But he saw it very late, and when you start losing this many probes, it's just so hard to recover.
And it hit so fast.
Yeah.
And let's not forget as well that the mine burrowed already, and he didn't have an Oracle, he didn't have a Forge, he didn't have a robotics facility yet. So the Phoenix is all about preventing that mine from burrowing. Once it's burrowed, it's going to shoot at least 1 more time, maybe even 2 more times, because it's going to take forever before Elfie gets detection. Either way, I think for uThermal, this was a very, very pleasant series, and obviously congratulations to our awesome Dutch Terran, who will once again make it back into Premier League. And I really think that I have a feeling, Todd, that uThermal is going to go very far this season, at least quarterfinals.
Yeah.
That's
a statement, man.
Yes.
Quarterfinals is pretty deep into the tournament.
No, I truly believe that.
You have to take down some very, very good players to achieve that. So, gonna be interesting to follow. I guess his route.
He's definitely one of the guys to watch. I have a lot of faith in him, and I think he's very good. And that's not just Dutch bias. Maybe like a little bit of Dutch hope, but I've been truly impressed by uThermal's play lately. And the confidence that he brings to the show, and then there's always backs up his words as well. I really enjoy watching him. Let's just take a look at all the results that we had today. As Todd mentioned, we had a couple of series that went by very quickly.
Yeah, to start the day with here. 4 GG disposed of Daishi in, I think, what was something like 20 in-game minutes or something very, very fast. Especially, I think it was the second or third game that was really quick. Behind this Starbuck with possibly the biggest upset here that we've seen so far in these matches, beating Bunny, the top-ranked foreigner right now in the WCS World Rankings, sitting at the 22nd place. He's going to be losing an opportunity here to score a lot of points to try and qualify for BlizzCon.
I think it was even 18th place, no? I think Bunny was at the 18th place. He was so close to that cutoff spot, which of course top 16 will make it at the end of the year towards BlizzCon, where the WCS Grand Finals will be held. After that, we saw TLO go up against Fly in a pretty cool series.
You're not just beautiful, Roddy, you also got a great memory.
And the fourth series of the day, we saw Lilbo not struggling, also backing up that great run that he had in WCS Premier League Season 2. He's here to stay, Todd. He wants to have another great run to truly, you know, solidify himself as one of those top foreigners. Not one tournament run, but multiple runs. And last but not least, my boy to watch for this season. He's my boy from now on, Todd. It's going to be uThermal, taking out elfi in a pretty decisive manner, 3-0. Yesterday, of course, we had great games as well, as Marino with Mana, Snoot, Hero Marine, and Showtime advanced to Premier League. And tomorrow is going to be the final day of our WCS Challenger 3-day marathon. Going to kick things off with Elisa versus Welmu. After that, Gang Fu Banda versus DNS, the new French player. Harstem versus Nurcho. And last but not least, we're going to close things out with a ZVZ 5K Zenster. What was your favorite series of the day, Todd, and what series are you looking most forward to tomorrow?
I think Lilbo against Saltov. I mean, that baguette Protoss, man. It was executed super well. elfi, though, even though he didn't pull off that proxy earlier on, I think it was Moonlight Madness, I'm still going to use that build because I do think that I can do it better with if you don't reveal that it's a proxy. So that was pretty cool. One of the cool things that we saw today. You know, obviously when you watch these games, you're like, we're casting them. Definitely looking for inspiration as well, because believe it or not, I still play StarCraft 2.
Yep. You know, we have accepted a long time ago we won't be lifting any trophies anymore, but it doesn't stop us from playing as it's fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well. I think it's going to be a great day. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the broadcast. If you did, let us know. Hashtag WCS. How did Johan and me do holding down the fort over here at the studio in Cologne? As unfortunately, Kalaris couldn't make it today as he was part of another project. The premiere of the documentary All Work, All Play, which is, I believe, in theaters as well in Germany. It was at least in theaters in America. They had the big premiere last week, and now it's going to be in theaters in Germany. So you want to have a movie day tonight, Todd? Watch some All Work, All Play with me?
With you anytime, you know it's...
Some popcorn, chicken nachos.
You're buying, right?
Something.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so make sure to check that out as well. James will be back tomorrow, though, for those final 4 matches. If you guys wonder where Apollo is, Apollo had a scheduled holiday that he already booked 5-6 months in advance, because this was the 1 week where Apollo thought he would be able to finally spend some time with the family. As it's
That's the unofficial version.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to...
The real version is actually he's focusing on his Hearthstone career for the future.
Be nice to Shawnee, that's not true. He had this week off already for many, many months in advance, as he's enjoying some family time. Well deserved.
He's probably watching. Shout out Apollo.
Yeah, he's doing
Looking forward to seeing him come back in the... Actually, yeah, at Shenzhen he was casting a bit and did a good job.
He was great. Best caster and best host in the industry. What more could we wish for? I'm so glad to have him as a friend. An absolute legend, Todd. All right, we hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, hashtag WCS for all your tweets. And we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, 5 p.m. Central Time. What time is that Pacific, Todd? Central European Time.
Maybe in 5 minutes I will know, but right now,
8 a.m.
Oh, I was so close.
8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. for the East Coast for all the American viewers out there.
Stream.
Yes, and I think that would make it 5 a.m. Hawaii time. And
actually, in less than 3 hours, there will be the MSI Masters Gaming Arena America qualifiers. I think Bay Straight TV is casting that, so if you guys haven't had UFix or StarCraft yet today, there is always more. Make sure to check that out. It's 16 players. 2 of them will qualify for the finals.
All righty, Todd. Very well said. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.